Cammy, thanks for joining us on the Colts TV. It's obviously the start of the new season, but you've been out for a wee while now. How are things going in terms of your recovery, and when do you reckon you'll be back in Colts colours?
Yeah, rehab's going well, to be fair. It's probably definitely been longer than anticipated and would have liked, but probably the severity of the injury was much greater than I initially had thought and had hoped for. So I'm now back on the grass doing rehab and pitch-based stuff. So look, I'm hopeful that I'm only a couple of weeks away and I can get back out and join the boys.
You've been here, as much as you've been injured, you've been here for the pre-season training in its fullest. You've seen it happening. How do you feel it's gone, and how do you think the boys are looking?
Yeah, pre-season is what pre-season is. It's tough, and the boys have had to work hard. A couple of double sessions in there. They've played games, a lot of running, which is normal for pre-season. But look, the boys came back in a good place, and I think they're ready to hit the ground running and hopefully for a successful season.
Over the close season, we've seen some boys leave who were important to the team last season, and the gaffers brought some new bodies in. How have the new boys been settling in with the Colts surroundings?
Look, I think that's natural for players to leave at the end of the season, and boys came in last year and did really well for us, and we ultimately got to where we want to get to, and that was staying in the league. So, as I say, naturally boys move on, and then it allows us to go and grow again and push. And the boys that have come in have a really good group of boys, settled in really well, and in terms of the kind of team spirit and the mood around the place has been really positive so far. And look, we're hoping to take that into obviously this weekend coming, but the season as a whole.
So we've mentioned about the new boys coming in. It's actually been quite an interesting close season with some of our old players coming back to the club from other places. How are they settling back in, and how do you feel about reconnecting with some of your old colleagues and mates?
Yeah, look, I think for as much as there's been loads of changes at the club in terms of personnel, there's also obviously been a lot of familiar faces come back to the club, which is good. And I think they'll bring back a level of experience that we maybe lacked a wee bit last year. Look, and I think the biggest thing from their point of view is, first and foremost, they're good boys, and they're also quality players as well. So for me, I've got a personal relationship with them, having known them from previous seasons. So I think they'll bring quality to the squad, and I think they'll definitely enhance us.
What has the management's team message been to the playing squad ahead of the season starting?
Yeah, look, I don't think we've necessarily had kind of definitive goals that we want to get to, but I think we all know within the squad that we want to first and foremost improve where we were last year. And look, it's going to be a tough league, we all know that. It showed that last year that anybody can beat anybody on their game as well. So if we bring our most every week in terms of effort and levels, then I think we'll be there or thereabouts, and that's where we want to be as a group, and we've discussed that internally. And I think, as I say, if we bring what we know we can bring, I think we'll have a good and enjoyable season.